everybody? It's me, truck driver Sean. Today I am here with what I was going to say is nothing short of a novelty. But I opened it up last night out of curiosity. This thing, you can play with a drummer. It's that loud. And the tone really never changes. And it doesn't get any louder after about 75%, but still, it is screechingly loud. Let's see, little backstory. Everybody kind of knows, but if you don't know, here we go. And yes, I know, in the beginning, I didn't play any Pantera riffs. Why? There's a fucking ton of videos. I will play some Pantera riffs in a little bit. But I wanted to play just what I would play. And Dime inspired my playing so much. But I really hate the original Warhead. It's an epic piece of shit. I've got one. Anybody wants to buy it, it needs help. It's in the middle of a restoration, but I'm over it at this point. Sell that fucker cheap. Alright, so a couple, 3 years ago, I guess, they started talking about making this with Grady Champion and Rita and the guys over at KHDK, which if you don't know about them, they make amazing pedals, super expensive pedals, which shocked me when I knew they were involved in the price on this. Granted, this isn't consisting of very much, but just because you can slap Dime's name on it lately, if you can slap Dime's name on something, you can get a lot of money for it. Now, let's have a little talk about that for a second. I am old enough that I had the privilege to meet and hang out with Dime one time in my life, along with a crap ton of other people in Lewiston, Maine. It was during the Reinventing the Steel tour, and him and his brother and all the guys in the band, we didn't get to see Phil. Phil did whatever Phil was doing, but those guys in the band were just the nicest guys ever. It was freezing fucking cold out, and they let us come in a couple hours early and gave us all hot cocoa. That's the legacy. Forget the guitar playing. Dime as a human being was just a good dude. Alright? Forget the fact that he could play his dick off, right? So they got together and they're like, oh, let's do something with the Warhead. And then I think somebody said out loud, because this is nothing like the Warhead. I'm just gonna put that out there. The Warhead is a heaping piece of shit. The original one. This one's actually, if you're looking for that Texas groove metal, it does it. It doesn't do anything else, but it does that. So it is sort of kind of still a novelty. Alright? So they got together, they worked on it, they had a lot of prototypes, they were trying to make it nice and rugged, which is good because that was kind of Dime's thing. Like if he put out something, he wanted it to be rugged, right? Oh, and back to the whole charging too much thing. If Dime was alive today and people were charging what they're charging just because his name is on something, I'm pretty sure that guy would shit a kitten. He was way too humble to know that his $800 guitar would be selling for $2,400 on Reverb. He'd have a fucking shit fit. I almost guarantee it. He wasn't wired like that. He just wasn't. I mean, the guy lived modest as hell, you know? There's no way he'd be okay with that. There's just no way. No way. You'll never convince me otherwise. Anyhow, I digress. So, Grady Champion, which if you don't know who he is, he's also a legend because if you have watched the Pantera home videos, you know who Grady Champion is. Other than that, Dime's longtime friend. He was also his guitar guy. Like, he knew Dime's tone and what to do inside and out. And he has his hand firmly stabbed into this project. And you can tell that some love and some care went into it. Again, for what seems like a novelty, it actually is really, really good. Okay? It's 40 watts, and for a solid state, that is a screechingly loud 40 watts. I'm telling you right now, you can play with a drummer. I don't care how hard that drummer hits. You will hear yourself. This thing is dumb fucking loud. Alright? Your controls going across on it. Oh, I also should mention that for the engineering phase, Antonin Salva was also part of this, which that guy is super duper smart. He's been doing a lot with the KHDK stuff. And if you've played any of the KHDK stuff, if you've been that privileged that you could afford it, I'll tell you right now, they do really, really good stuff. So this is the limited edition, which, oddly enough, stop worrying about not having a limited edition. This does nothing. The regular black one's going to be exactly the same, except for it doesn't have a green grill. That's it. That is literally it. This thing doesn't light up. It doesn't do nothing. It just sits there. So don't feel bad if you're getting the all black version. You know, so they say, once you go black, you never go back, right? Knew a girl like that once. I think your mom told me the same thing, but I'm not quite sure. But they work tirelessly on it. And if you read all the stuff, like the backstory and shit, which I'm not going to sit here and verbatim read that to you because, well, I don't really have the fucking time. Alright? So what you're going to get for $529 in the United States plus $40 shipping. So you're looking at $569 plus tax, just under $600. You're getting a 40-watt, one-channel chug machine if you like groove metal. If you want to do other stuff, you're going to really need to like put a pedal on it or do something. It has an effects loop, which thank God it does, because just like anything else that Dime had something to do with, you've got to put a noise gate on the back of that thing because it just hisses like a bitch. And once you get the noise gate on there, it's pretty good. It gets nice and quiet, tight and right, which I have just a shitty Rowan noise gate, which you get off Amazon for like $24. And I just wanted to prove you don't need expensive gear. We're not going to talk about my cab because that is an expensive piece of gear, but still, really, at the end of the day, it's a 1x12 cab. It's oversized. It's loaded with a Electro Voice Black Label speaker, which is a 300-watt speaker, so obviously this thing here is not going to affect a 1x12 because it's not going to push it hard enough. By the way, the 40 watts is if you're running at 4 ohms. So I don't know how to do ohm math because I'm a fucking retard, but at 4 ohms, it's 40 watts. So at 16 ohms, who the fuck knows? Maybe you do. I don't, because I'm stupid. Alright, so your controls going across. I'll put a picture of it up like, we'll put it right here, like big. We'll blow it up, like right here. You're seeing it, right? Okay, let's go across it. Let's talk about what's there. Alright, you have your master, which, hey, guess what? That's how fucking loud it is. Ta-da! Glad I explained that to you, right? Then you get the presence, which kind of adds a little bit of more openness and highs to it, which, ta-da! Trouble. Never guess what that does. More highs. Ta-da! And the mids knob, which I really thought they wasn't going to put it on there. They're just going to scoop it in the sound because Dime scooped the shit out of everything. But they gave you that option, which was really nice. Because we don't scoop shit today. We like our mids today. Things have changed. Obviously, that controls your mid-range frequency, which, believe it or not, in case y'all didn't know that tuned down to the tone of fucking dick snot, the guitar is a mid-range instrument. Okay? In case no one told you that. You're not playing a bass. You're playing a guitar. Act accordingly. Alright, and then you have everybody's favorite knob, gain. And if you crank the shit out of this, it still does not have a big field of gain. It's more like a vintage plexi type of gain where you add more gain, it just adds a little more roundness. It doesn't really, like, if you're palm muting, it doesn't, like, it's not going to hide shitty playing, which personally I love, which means I don't have to really use an overdrive. I can play with this just the way it is. In the intro, I have my handy dandy drop pedal. I am playing in C standard, I think, if I did my math right. But again, we've already clarified, I'm a retard. I don't know any of this guitar shit. I just barely know how to play. Yeah. And that's pretty much it, man. It's a simple little thing. And if you did get the special edition, you got some stuff. You got a bumper sticker that says Warhead. Got Dime's signature on there, which obviously is not a wide signature because, unfortunately, because people are pieces of shit, we no longer have Dime with us. You get a letter of authenticity for the limited edition. I have number 93 of 33 according to this, but it says 97 on the back of the amp. Somebody fucked up. If whoever's out there that goes, I have 93, why do I have a plaque that says 97? If you're watching this, get a hold of me. I will send you this. You send me the other one. We'll have our shit all figured out. But yeah, good one, guys. It was packed great. The quality's great. And just numbers are confusing, apparently. And that is signed by Grady Champion, Rita, and David. And those are hand signatures, by the way. So that's pretty cool. And then you get this thing that explains how to use an amp if you've never used one. For all you guys that grew up on plugins, you might want to read this. Everything's not a plugin, and amps are not supposed to sound like plugins. Plugins are supposed to sound like amps. Know your shit, all right? Okay, so let's, what the hell? Share a hairbrush with a woman, you end up getting some long hairs. Damn. I got Beckied. All right. Let's we'll turn the drop pedal off. Play a couple Pantera riffs. Yeah, and you pretty much know how I feel about this thing, but I will come back on and give my final thoughts. And hey, before I start in on my little Pantera riff journey, which I'm going to fuck up probably every single Pantera riff I'm going to play, which is weird, but I never really learned a lot of my idols' riffs. I'm a weird dude like that. I'm just now starting to get into like learning some of them, and I realized I should have done this a long time ago. But my playing, you can tell, is very inspired by certain people, and just I love everything that has. I love groove. I love groove metal, and that's a Pantera thing, without a doubt. So yeah, let's play some Pantera riffs. And hey, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, you know, don't be a dick. Fucking do it. Swear to God, I'll insult you. I'll tell you I fucked your mom. I'll do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes to get a subscribe. You know, someone hit that subscribe button. You know, I'll fist your grandma. I don't give a shit. All right, let's see what this thing does. Guitar I'm using today is a Heathen Gungnir. I was going to use a ML, but due to circumstances, that's just not feasible today. So we're gonna use the best thing. That's my Heathen right here. Yeah. Which, by the way, if you go to NAMM this year, you will see a plethora of the options for the Heathens. They will be there. We have a pretty cool little section with a lot of cool people around us. So come on, stop by. I say us like I'm part of the company. I'm not part of the company. I'm just a mouthpiece that uses your staff. Royce made the mistake of becoming friends with me. Oops. Sorry about your luck, Royce. Fucking dickhead. By the way, how is it everybody I fucking become friends with is bald as shit? That needs to be addressed. Alright, here we go. Let's play some Pantera riffs. Jesus. All right, as you can see, it does the Pantera thing just fucking fine. And really, all you really need for this thing, if you want to play like Pantera riffs, a groove metal riffs, just put a noise gate, just a simple, cheap, 2-cable method gate in the back. I'm sitting pretty close to the speaker, and she just, for some reason, doesn't squeal very much. You gotta get really pushing the volume, and I play pretty fucking loud in here, just so you know. Yeah. I have no complaints. But something I thought was going to be a complete novelty. I'm actually going to take this out in my 18-wheeler for a good trip out before Christmas. And this thing is just going to be a ton of fun. That's really what you got to look at it as. That's just going to be a shit ton of fun. All right? I don't know. I really think there should be more attention to this. I know Ola did something with it. Which, by the way, when I reached out to try one of these, I know I'm not Ola England, but motherfucker. You know? All I want to do is borrow it, which I'm glad I ended up buying one. Huge thanks to Christopher Reardon over at Amp Guru Profiles. He made the profiles of it, decided it's not something he wanted to keep in his collection, and he didn't shank me with it. Huge props to that man. He's a good dude. So, yeah. Again, simple setup. Got the guitar. Heathen Gungnir, alright? That's going into the Warhead, which in the effects loop, there is a noise gate, just a cheap-ass $24 gate from Amazon. Noise is coming from the Arachnid Cabs 1x12 Murder Holler 3.0, loaded with Electro Voice Black Label speaker, mic'd up with a Sennheiser E609 that goes directly into that zoom camera right there. All right? So, hey, again, subscribe to the channel. Just fucking do it, would ya? Christ's sake. Just fucking do it. All right. Very cool. Again, for something that was a novelty, this thing is a home run. I can tell you, if you just like to jam some Pantera riffs or you like to play groove metal, you want just like a little light. It's a 2-pound chug machine. It's light. And it's built friggin' rock solid. It's powered kind of the same way that the orange mini Terrors are powered. So, you know, yeah. That's why I thought it was a novelty, because it plugs in like a fucking guitar pedal. But this thing's rock solid, man. 0 complaints. None. Only thing I can complain about for a special edition, the Warhead should have lit up, or there should be some green glowing shit coming out of it. But, you know, here we are. It's basically, they just added a different color to it and called it a special edition. Got everybody's friggin' taints all up in a fucking sweaty mons. So don't worry about getting the black one. You're not getting anything except for, I don't even know what they're going to give you with the black one. You very well could still get the bumper sticker. You know, you got to get the book. You might not get the thing where all 3 of them have signed it, but that just makes sense because they can't spend their whole time, you know, signing thousands of those. In fact, they did 333 of them. It's just a really good nod to Dime. Honestly, I don't really care about that, but I have nothing negative to say about this. If you buy it for what it is, if you're buying this to go, I'm going to tour the world, I'm going to get these great array of tones out of it, you're a fucking dumb fuck. This is not going to do it. And you watch all the people out there going, look what I got, which is kind of what I'm doing. So, hi, I'm a douchebag too. You know, but if you want that Dime sound, and you literally, it's Pantera in a box. Like, no fucking around. It's Pantera in a box. And it's amazing. And I'll keep this fucking thing forever. Just because I could take this in the truck on my 18-wheeler. It takes up little to no space. It's light as shit. And yeah. I might try to see if somebody, though, can make me a white with blood splatter enclosure for it, though. So, go with my cabin shit, you know. Kind of my aesthetic of late. That way, someone finally catches up and maybe murders me, they won't know where the evidence is. Makes it a fun game for the forensics team, you know what I'm saying? All right, very cool. I'll catch you all later. All right? Rest in peace, Dime. Today, matter of fact, it's the anniversary of him passing. So, yes, that was strategically planned. Sorry I didn't have the Dime guitar going. It's got fucking problems. And I really didn't want to wait. So, yeah. Is what it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? All right. Very cool. Peace out. Yeah. Get your chug on. Get your pour. All right. Later.